I am Jamie, and this is the vlog for August 26th, 2020. It's about 10:15 p.m. I am Superwoman. I did not want to tackle the dishes tonight, but I looked at the sink and I looked at the clock and I was like, all right, I spent 8 minutes doing dishes. What I don't get done, I don't get done. Loaded the dishwasher and have everything that needs to soaking in under 8 minutes. It's not that bad when you just kind of rip the band-aid off and do it. Same thing with the kiddo's car seat. The babysitter is taking the kiddo to school tomorrow because my car has a problem that was found on the oil change today. It is a warranty covered problem, but it's going to need to go to the dealership tomorrow. And um, the only time they had was 8:30 in the morning. Usually I am dropping her off at school at 8:30 in the morning. So the whole thing got kind of messy. So I figured it's the last day of her summer program, so I didn't want her to miss it. I did get a babysitter who's going to be able to pick her up and take her there. Um, so that should be good for her. I will take care of the car stuff. That will be managed, which is awesome. Crystal light for the win tonight. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. Stay awake, stay awake, stay awake. I have a writing project I planned to get flushed out and finished last night, but I fell asleep on the computer. So I sent him what I have, but I need to flush it out more. So tonight's got to be the night I finish that. I'm actually looking forward to having, as much as a night owl as I am, I'm looking forward to like having regular bedtimes. This B12 vitamin I've been taking, I think has really shifted some things. I mean, I've always appreciated sleep. I complain about being sleep deprived all the time, and half the time I do it to myself. But I really appreciate sleep and recovery. And I find myself like wanting to sleep normal hours, not just like the 4 or 5 that I was used to getting um, for quite a few years. And then the constantly interrupted sleep that I kind of became accustomed to. But now that the kiddo is sleeping through the night most of the time, I mean, she may crawl into my bed, but at some point. But outside of that, she's sleeping through the night. Um, it's getting me some extra added rest. Today was kind of recovery day on the fitness front. I just put the car in for an oil change, and then there's a mall nearby where I get the oil change. So I walked over there, got stopped at Starbucks, got my first pumpkin drink of the season. Okay, it's not even quite September yet, but it was good. I got a tall iced coffee with pumpkin cream foam. It was a little on the sweet side. I don't do a lot of the pumpkin stuff. I just can't. It's too sweet for me. But I do kind of like the fall flavor, and I love fall. So I have a bag of pumpkin spice, pumpkin king coffee coming to me from Expedition Roasters. They're a small roasting group that make this delicious um, pumpkin spice flavored coffee, and I can drink that black. So I get all the deliciousness with none of the junk and extra sweetness. So looking forward to that coming in the mail. Um, big shift is the YMCA's decided to reopen. We all knew it had to happen, either that or go bankrupt. Um, I don't have a lot of information on it. I'm a subcontractor, so I know pretty much as the members know at this point. But they're going to, of course, limit the number of people in the gym. I'm not sure how that's going to affect us yet. It affects me chiefly because of childcare. Um, the way I have things worked out now, Wednesday and Friday, I rent out a friend's studio, and my kiddo and her grandson get along great. So she babysits for a small fee for me while I work. So I don't have to pay the babysitter for commute time, which can be an extra half an hour, which is an extra like 15 to $30. Um, I hate paying for commute time. I hate it. It's the worst. Especially when I can take her with me. But with Child Watch being what it is right now, and my daughter being having an autoimmune disorder, I am in no rush to put her into indoor group childcare. She has a history of getting sick at the Y's Child Watch. That doesn't say anything against the Y. She catches every virus that's coming down with a catcher's mitt. We have avoided COVID-19 so far. We plan to continue to avoid COVID-19, and that means not taking unnecessary risks. So she does go to her forced preschool where she's outside wearing a mask all the time, with no shared surfaces, other than maybe a stick they hand from kid to kid if she decides to share a stick with someone. But they're not encouraged to share. They're not encouraged to share food. Um, they're encouraged to socialize and create and be and learn, and all that's amazing. But outside of that, and that one little boy, she doesn't have, like, that's it. We don't do group childcare right now. We just don't. I'm not comfortable with it. So, um, going back to the why will be interesting. A lot of it will depend on the childcare situation. A lot of it will depend on my client load. So, a lot of my clients don't want to go back. They might change their mind when the weather gets crappy. Even my lifting shed will probably not be as comfortable as the Y. There's nothing I can do about that. Um, it there's a very good chance it could just turn into a private lifting, space for us here at the house. Or maybe we'll sell the house and it'll just be an added storage shed for somebody else. I don't even know. I don't know. Future is so incredibly unpredictable right now. Oh, and it gives me a headache to think about it a little bit. But we are doing okay. I'm staying afloat. I love writing, but I'm finding it's hard to write for money. So I do some freelance gigs on adoption, being an adoptee and having a background in some training with foster kids, and hoping to foster to adopt eventually. Anyway, that has given me a lot of unique perspectives. But the stuff I'm being asked to write doesn't really have anything to do with that. It's like, what are the adoption fees like in Alabama? Do a bunch of research, write a research article, turn it in, get a little paycheck. So it's hard to write about things that don't affect me. I love writing for the Disney magazine, but I've been at it since 2006, and I only write their Disneyland section. So it's very hard not to repeat myself at this point because I've been doing it for so long. But I don't want to give anybody like a duplicate article if they have been subscribing to the magazine for a really long time. So I changed things up a little bit. My latest article is going to be about the changes to Splash Mountain. Splash Mountain is finally disappearing. It's going away. Zippity Doodah will become a refrain of the past, which is kind of crazy to wrap your brain around. My kiddo may not know the song. Interesting how times change. But I get it. I do. I get it. She loves Tiana, so the Princess and the Frog ride will no doubt impress her, and I'm sure she'll love it when she's tall enough and old enough to ride it and the ride actually gets built. But it is 8 minutes and 30 seconds into this. I have an early morning to try to get things all squared away, so I can get my car over to the shop. So that's where we're at. Today was busy, but today was pretty good. Hopefully tomorrow will be better.